an empowered woman. She is not confused by her emotions. She lives with laughter, with love and enlightenment. I was going to say joy, but laughter makes that point. And so here's a 5D mystic in the Enlightenment Soul Age group. That's why no laundry. When people tell me you have to be pretending, Maria, you have to be in some traumatic, a lot of things, I say, you know what? Sure, I'm all of that and above. Because when you're a 5D mystic, you really don't give a shit about what people are saying or not. No, it's when you're an empowered 3-year-old. That's it. Even before being a mystic, I had already chosen. I love every day of my life. I wake up, I'm in my brain, I get to choose my thoughts. Oh, look, I have emotions. I can process them. So when you do self-help and personal development all on your own, it's because you have secure attachment, you have a differentiated 3-year-old, and you're an empowered human being who's chosen. Thank you, Jesus and God, though. Come on over. I call God, though, Akash, and the lovely essence of love and life so that I can leave alone 3D and 4D community. Also, leave alone the mantles of mental health, the mantles of yoga, the mantles of spirituality. So anyone who comes to me and says, you cannot be an enlightenment, I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. You have laundry. I don't. I have emotions. I don't judge them. I'm not confused by them. I know what's coming up when it comes up. If you need to spell it out because you don't know how to maintain life, laughter, love, all that, this is good for you. I'm not going to be able to say anything. You're already bringing to me your human suffering tale. And so this is the part. I'm not confused with what I hear. I hear that your emotions are tainting your mouth, that you're tainting your mouth with thoughts that are coming out of it, and you're wanting me to ascribe to what you're bringing to me, which I don't. But if I tell you, that's when, no, you must be pretending. So you just leave it alone, okay? But we're not confused. We're not confused by our emotions. We actually know the emotions. And then if you want to hear who I am and my emotions, you get to hear who it is. And if not, it's okay. Again, I won't be telling you that you're like Eeyore or whatever his name is from Winnie the Pooh. So whenever we have human suffering love narrative, we just say, let them cry and do the violin. Because the ones who do emotional lifting, they are with Patrick Tiahan, and those who work on personality disorders are with Dr. Daniel Fox. And those who want to live a life of laughter and love, they're all over empowered women and men and days. Okay, so with my polyamory, come on over. Monoamory, everyone welcome. Again, we're not confused by emotions. We will know also how not to do this. The moment you ascribe who you are right now to what happened yesterday, you have written off your life. Yes, so a lot of people that I meet, they're teenagers. That's what I call those who are their maladaptive child behavior, because their fight response is leading the way. The mantles of mental health, the mantles of yoga, any pretend Peter Pan, you'll notice it. Okay, so they will say, yeah, you know what? I don't think I'm going to ever be able to smile again. No, I'm sure of it. Okay, well, again, I live a life of laughter and love inside of me as you whine to me in my face and tell me that you're not a life that can move into any other direction. And then I learn people like Dr. Daniel Fox, I love him, where he shares about this emotional stuff and how it's not a fact, right? And how to be able to understand that emotions are separate from thoughts. And then that, you can work with your window of tolerance and get into window welcome, stuff like that. Okay, so here's where effective communication, which is what a woman will bring, we will know how to say, wow, I'm so sorry you're blue and we're going to leave. Okay, we leave what? We leave a playground that is not a playground. Okay, so the human love narrative group, come on over. We are here with people who are okay with taking those emotions and bringing them up and up and up and up and up. Dalai Lama, where are you? Here he is. We can approach life with laughter and love, not in spite of all the suffering, but actually because of it. And he shares that we kind of have a responsibility. But the truth is, we don't have a responsibility. In my book, we have an ability. Why? Because to be responsible would make my 0-1-year-old think that it has to recalibrate your nervous system to the ventral vagal, which I know is impossible because I've tried it. No, I haven't. I know it's impossible because when I and you are near each other, because we're mammals, we recalibrate. And so when I'm around dysfunctional regulated nervous systems, the ones who don't move into their ventral vagal, so they're dysregulated, I'm present because I'm in my prefrontal cortex with no trauma charges. That's when an empowered woman. We're not love dependent and we're not love avoidance. We don't need boundaries because we have healthy self-worth, so we stand in a ventral vagal. Like a teenager, I knew how to say, I'm kind, compassionate, not because you think so, because I chose so in here. No, I won't be proving my intent, but I'm speaking from my mouth. If you don't believe me, then I would say we should not be in this relationship because I'm not with people who I don't trust. Okay, so on that note, the people who have grown up, and I'm thinking of the human suffering ones, yes, they don't recalibrate. So their 0 1 year old stays in the very same frantic energy that they've been living for I don't even know how many years, most of the people that have chosen this suffering thing. Okay, so that's where the lazy emotional people, we leave them with the cowardice who did not say, you know what, there's Patrick Tian, there's great material online. I'm going to go and tend to my childhood trauma and I'm going to get myself up into my adult so that I can live a kind, integrated inner and outer well being life. Okay, so that being shared, empowered women, we're not confused by our emotions. If I'm unhappy, I'm going to share with you I'm unhappy, but usually I'm going to bring you a conversation, not a unhappy. Like if somebody doesn't allow me to be me, I will spell it out. You're not letting me be me. Or when people correct me, you are asking me to lie to you. So what happens when people are confused that their emotional and thought, their subjective personal opinion has to be truer than in others, they don't know differentiation. Okay, so I learned very easily how to stay within Maria's 3 year old like this. And there you go. Okay, cool. And here's the map that you drew. Wow, this is amazing. I'm going to have so much fun noticing your perspective. It's not mine, but I loved hearing it. Thank you so much. Okay, so again, this is where Othila and Dagas. I love these. Okay, so transformation always. I just hear your tune and then I go on writing my own story because that's what a whole 3 year old heart right here. Okay, so no confusion. And if you don't accept me for who I am, well, I will know that and I will be able to say, yeah, I'm not having fun anymore because I don't have the capacity to be myself. I'm going to go play somewhere where I can just be me. And that's very straightforward. Again, the path to enlightenment, the human way, is your restorative embodiment and integration of brain. So when you're with people who are safe haven, secure bases for themselves, that's when we're having fun. The human love group, we build a community of people who lift each other up. We don't talk about emotions as laundry because that's bullshit, because there's enough attachment trauma information that supports everyone to do personal development, self-help. I've seen people whine about it. I want life to start now. Life is every day. Now, the part about what you obviously didn't understand from therapy, because the same people, they've gone to therapy, I think they didn't understand what it means to build resiliency, which is why there's a Zen master who can give them a good excuse for why they won't move towards enlightenment. It's called laundry. He has laundry. I have no laundry here. I got this. Oh, I love my inner world. It's like when Sadhguru, he shares he has wine in his body. I don't got wine. Wine does a whole different thing. No, it's the elixir of love. I have true love in my body. It's Stephen Porges is the one who describes it because it's the oxytocin gene hormone. It's the biochemistry of love. When you're securely attached 0 1 year old, you are in a safe haven, secure based body. And that's what I love about sciences and spirituality. The reason Daniel Siegel gets invited to a conference, which he was taken off guard because he's like, but I'm science people. And I was like, yeah, but you're spirituality people, Daniel. And it's because of the spirituality people. I didn't even know about the definition until he shared it with me. But it's living that life of meaning and connection beyond the solo self, which is what integration of the brain is all about. So for empowered women, we're not confused by our emotions. People that think those of us who smile pretend, we feel bad for them. I feel sorry for every person out there who thinks that the smile of a person it has to be pretend. It tells me a lot about what you decided to not do within your own body. And then I feel even more sad because there's an inner child that who's waiting just to come out and play. And while as a 16-year-old I didn't have attachment trauma information, I still had Jesus. And I'd be like, you get to choose what you want to do. It's your free will. You want to be kind, be kind. You don't? You want to make up some fucking excuse for why you're not? Sure, go for it. Now you don't have one. Now with sciences, Patrick McNamara, thank you. There's a fear receptor in your brain. Trauma memory tries to heal and to get back into the long-term memory because your biology. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that too hard to believe? So people who don't believe in human kindness, and compassion. They don't know about the good therapists out there who are teaching. I do. It's because I support personal development and self help. So when a person wants to give up on themselves and they decide that the past is what the life is, sure, emotionally lazy person, feeling bad for that inner child because your brain and body did everything it could to keep you alive in the circumstances that you were given. A home that was not safe, a home that did not teach you about safety as a human being, a home that was not safe in relationships. So, the part about people not choosing to move towards healthy self worth. Okay, we're going to end with something different. And that would be when you share with someone, you don't let me be myself. If they care about the relationship, they ask you why. And then they continue to try to figure you out. And then they actually can easily figure it out because you have thoughts and you have emotions. And my thoughts and emotions don't have to match yours. And when two pieces of consciousness, which is two human beings, understand that we have subjective experiences that are tainted by our past, that are present, and then they want to get to know each other, that's why there's no confusion. There's always effective communication between lovers and people. The ones who want to do human suffering, I leave them talk because what they want is an ear. I learn again and again how to recalibrate to my ventral vagal state. And what we do here, though, is we don't complain about emotions and we don't complain about humans. We talk about them. We share our very same emotional charge. Some will say frustration. I know I get frustrated with the Human Suffering Love group, but bazillion. They just keep on making up more excuses for why they need to say life is hard, So I've been hearing it since I was a kid. But as I have now understood what it takes for some people to get out, of course, I'm like, okay, it takes them some time to get, refamiliarized with their body and all the good therapists and all that. So with that being said, like I was trying to get to the end of our episode for the moment, emotionally empowered and emotionally present, emotionally aware, anyone's are here for those who are doing the work with good therapists, because it's really great to see when they're saving that inner child because it didn't go anywhere. Your first year of life is with you. Your 3 to 7 year of life is with you. These are charged parts. Your 11, 12, your 16 is what's leading. And once you get home to your grown up, you're not leading with the past. You're processing emotions, you're bringing conversations, you're choosing to live, to laugh, and to love. And that's ideal partner and partners and people in relationships always. So when you find yourself with those who are doing the suffering bit, what I have is this. One, emotions are not confusing and they're not yours. So I don't have a responsibility to nurture you in this way because one, I won't be able to recalibrate your nervous system. The only one who can is you. And if your mouth is moving with this, I can't, nothing's going to have me smile, then I know that nothing's going to have you smile. You just told me this. You just told me I don't give a shit about trying. Okay, so why am I talking to you again? Oh, that's right, because that's what we do in a herd. We support each other. So that's true. Let me just leave it alone, meaning they've told me they're not moving anywhere, so you bring each other a bit of support. It's a bit of breathing air, if you will, but then again, it's not. Nobody is upset, by the way, or weighed down by this. The only ones who are weighed down, they don't know how to get into the prefrontal cortex, so they don't differentiate, which is why they do the burnout thing. And that's a lot of people have been sharing how not to do burnout, which is basically when I'm with people who are in their basic suffering, shame, blame, fault, revenge, envy, spite, you name it. Also journey people, the spiritual bypassers, the mental health mantles, it's between women and men, you name it. What I notice is, oh wait, my nervous system wasn't like this a minute ago. I was actually blissful, happy, peaceful, easygoing. I was having a good time. Oh wait, that's right. I'm talking to that person. Oh, hold on. Okay, wait. Now I'm ready. And this is all happening in here because, of course, as a person who cares about people, you're not going to say, "Hey, I have to go." No, if you have to go, you have to go because you have to go, but not if you can sit and chit chat and support people. So recalibrating your own nervous system is how I word it. Daniel Siegel words it differentiating and then linking. And so what you're doing is supporting a person by being a safe haven, secure base. Some people think that that is them giving up life. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say some people don't have other people that will listen to them and give them some breathing air. So it's not yay, because obviously they're going to come back again with the same tune. But that's the part. Everybody chooses their path. And some people just stay on the path of, I have laundry. See, the Zen master said nobody can be enlightened. Oh, there's only toxic, positive people. They're all pretend, stuff like that. So people have a way to justify their misery. Misery wants company, but no, sometimes misery doesn't want company. It wants to feel the hug, which is what you give them when you allow them to just be heard. Now, that being said, again, partners are not that. That all of what I just described is you being a supportive friend, lover, of course, but not somebody that you're gonna share a home with. No way, Jose. Don't come and share a home with me, because I'm not gonna want to see that every day. And also, what I'm gonna know is you're doing the emotional lazy thing. You're doing the cowardice thing. You're doing the I'm not going to make an effort to motivate myself to get my inner well-being in check, which means you ignore your health. You're a person who's ignoring your own health. What do you think that means in the long term? It's not about me wanting to judge. No, you live the life you want. What do you think it means in the long term? You're going to get unhealthy. You think I want to see you get unhealthy? You think I want to watch you as you suffer and wither away? This is the part. So we live a connection beyond the solo self, and this is why effective communication will be, I'm not going to see you wither away, is you have options. That's why. It's not because I want to criticize. You can think of life as shitty as you want, but you have options to get that apathy and emotional stuff taken care of, because I'm attachment trauma informed, though. So here's that part of there's no excuse. And if somebody gives me an excuse, I'm going to say, well, then, okay, hold on. Again, I love that you love to give me that apathy excuse. Here's teenage land, Cusco. So they like to bullshit people. I don't bullshit people. You can go and do that. I can't be myself around you with you always dragging your feet like that. You don't want to live. You don't want to laugh. You don't want to love. Why are we in this home together? Why are you building anything? The contradiction is you're a contradiction. Don't you notice? Inconsistent communication is of a person who's not getting out of their dysregulated, dysfunctional nervous system, which means your childhood trauma and your default mode network is still doing the same thing. So it's about caring and not lying to a person. Again, being yourself, it's by being your whole 3-year-old. So I'm not going to be able to be my laughter, my love, my life with somebody who consistently wants to stay in a nervous system that is very clearly something you can work on. Because again, your trauma memory from the brain and the body, by the way, is all trying to get you to go home. And so if you're not motivated, you're not going home to yourself. What you're going to do is the shame cycle and stay dysregulated. So it's not about tolerating. We can accept and love each other, but we are heard, so we calibrate. So we will have mismatches of energies, which is why you don't share a home. Again, don't please try not to misunderstand, and please try to be compassionate when you're having these conversations, because I understand enough people have said how they hate life, suffering life, all of it. It always makes me think of a teenager, because it's like you tell me these words and I'm thinking therapy, 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 and seriously, it's something you don't spell out because you're not a martyr superior. So you'll mention information, and that's closing it out. Live life. It's short. There are plenty of people that want to do the emotional stuff. If that's you, come on over. We get to talk more. Again, women are not confused by our emotions. We will bring to you exactly what we feel. And if you think it's a big deal, well, guess what? Well, the empowered woman is not going to do anything except for know exactly what that means, which is, yep, sure, you can stay in your nervous system. I'm going to go have fun with actual badass men, women, and days, because badass means you do emotional stuff, not the other stuff. That's cowardice, people who, in fact, in my book, have given up on a poor inner child that is still alive, breathing, because you're breathing, and you're using the dark sides of neuroplasticity. You're using rumination, and you're using your inner critic and outer critic, and you are saying to yourself, you're justifying that maladaptive child behavior to your own brain. at your own, and I have to say smart. So I that's one of those things where at a certain point it's more of yes, because also as long as a person is not bilaterally integrated, they don't know what's happening in the right mode because they're ignoring their unconscious stuff. They're ignoring their behavior. They're ignoring that they have a power. They can do something about their emotional stuff, and they are, in fact, ignoring it completely. And even if you mention it, that's when they will then get upset and irritated and say, "You're fake positive. You're this, you're that." And they might not tell you to your face, but that's exactly how it works. So you can oh, there's so many techniques. We'll talk more about it, but techniques to support people, by the way, and to support yourself, because there are Manny, Diego, and Sid. We have a playground, common playground. We come together, and there's a lot of people that harp a horn, and they will consistently come and hang out, and they will harp that horn. So the right silence is where you understand at a certain point, because people are a pattern of themselves. You'll know the vibe, you'll know the tribe, you'll know that they are not moving into, love. And so they are not confused. They say, no, no, life is shitty. The emotion is the truth. So they want to stay that way. They don't go and do other stuff. Meantime, let's come together so that we can support the ones who want to have fun in life, because it's short and there's plenty of solutions for everyone. A lot of us do work even for free. Personal development people that are attachment trauma informed, holistic practitioners. We take mental health seriously, and we're not mantles of mental health, like we're not mantles of spirituality. So again, woo woo, because I get it. Not everybody believes in us mystics. It's fun though. And for my 5D mystics, come on over. There's no saga with your twin flames or twin flame or soulmates. Actually, your oversoul is really beautiful. And that's because you get to live and laugh and love. And yeah, I'm going to get us an episode maybe about that one, because I have some new updates when it comes to our oversoul as we've gone through the full moon. And there's that beautiful split. So the split is confirmed. I didn't like I didn't like it. I don't like when I know that we have groups, but I understand it. So, human love narrative. Let's, again, like the Dalai Lama says, we can give life, laughter, and love. And it's not about responsibility, because I can't regulate your nervous system if you continue to want to be in dysregulation. So, I won't be sharing any of that space with you. And if I have to, I know how to differentiate, because you will pick up a person who's consistently in their suffering, the 0-1-year-old. That's why I was trying to describe that, because you have one option. The option is what Daniel Siegel gave me, which is differentiation, and it works because you are actively moving into your prefrontal cortex, and there's a whole way your body will interact with that. And it's because as you're engaging, you're like, oh, wait, that's right. This is that person. Oh, that's right. That's what they are vibing usually when they're in this state. Okay, they're venting. Yeah, that I forgot about that. And so as you remember data points of what the person's personality, their temperament, their attachment, it's not an analysis. I don't do it that way, but there are people in my life that at this point I know they're a dysregulated nervous system. They're sticking to it. And these are not partners. Again, these are people that you share playground time with. And so at the end of the day, once you're done, they're like, oh, thank you so much. So great. And you're like, great. You didn't hear anything new. You didn't hear anything different. They're not doing anything about it, but you had a moment that is called life, and you got to support someone, which, by the way, is important, because there is a difference in the people that then move up to their inner well-being. So we get to be with those people, and those are the people we build a mer people with, snow people. We move into homes with. Those are expanding pieces of consciousness, because they choose human love. They choose the narrative of I do emotions, I'm not confused, and I'm supporting a human is supporting me, and this is something special. I'm savoring life. It's about emotional lifting for those who lift, and it's about emotional awareness for those of us who are, and we don't judge it. It's called neutrality and duality, because you got emotions. They're not judgeable. They're not right or wrong. They're not good or bad. They live. And that's the beauty of empowered women. We're not confused. Again, we live, we laugh, we love always, not just sometimes, because it's a choice that our brain can make, because that's the inner growth mindset, and that's you tapping into your infinite higher human conscious potential experience. Partners are only the people who want to lift us up higher, not drag us down. And the people who want to drag themselves, it's Sadhguru, thank you. As he says, life will keep trying to get you to get up, and at a certain point, you'll be, walking with one leg. And the people that I've seen who don't do therapy and they've chosen they're dysregulated, that's why their nervous system consistently is the same every time they're going through something. The only thing that has changed is that they've gotten older. And that's pretty much it. So we can share love and hugs. And this one actually is a really good resource. We'll be back with more. Have a great day.